Hey babes, what's going on? Welcome back, welcome back. We are literally live and in effect as of February the 16th. Okay. I wanted to try something new, something different. Um, I wanted people to see my face, kind of interact with me if they need to, just to hear, like the voice behind all the, talk of the week or days. So we are literally going to begin because um there's a topic that I wanted to talk about, right? Now, before I talk about that topic, I do want you guys to do me a favor. Please go ahead and subscribe. If y'all have not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, to my podcast that you can literally find everywhere now. Like, girl, 2024 was like, girl, you finna be on every platform. And that's what God had did for me this year. Let me move the camera a little bit over this way. Have space, you know? And y'all can find me. I will be leaving the conversation into different areas. So yeah, you can definitely find me. Go ahead, find my podcast everywhere. Follow me, follow your girl, the whole nine yard. You know what I'm saying? Until I can find a thing that sways with us, then baby, we'll keep it pushing. But anywho, let's jump right on into the conversation that I had based on the topic for today. So I was at work and I was having like a little conversation, right, with my coworkers. Now, my coworker, she feels as if the world of dating is literally trash. I won't blame her. It's literally trash. And she was explaining to me that while she was ironing her clothes to get to work or whatever, her mother was listening to a news report based on some Venezuelan people. So the story goes, but not 100% like this because I'm just kind of getting it from memory. So apparently, um, there was this couple where the father ended up stabbing the mother while she was trying to get the kids together, and the kids seen the dad actually stabbing the mom and whatever in the kitchen while I guess she was cooking a plate or getting breakfast ready for the kids so they can go to school. And the dad just came in, they started arguing, and then the dad just ended up taking a knife and stabbed the mom, right? Then while that's happening, kids, when something dramatic like that happened, they hide. Then the son came out and was trying to help the mother because he's seeing how crazy it is, the attack and whatever. And he jumped on his dad and he was like kind of wrestling with his dad to get off the mom, so the mom can be free. But unfortunately, with all that he tried to do, the mom ended up passing away. And let's just say the kids are traumatized. The kid lost their parents in one night, in less than, you know, 10 minutes of a situation. And come to find out, the reason why they was arguing was due to the lack of financial stability, right? And I was explaining to my friend that I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I'm trying to respond to one of you guys that want to jump on here. So, but anywho, for a financial reason, right? And my friend was like, what is going on with the world? Why is it so like difficult out here that, people are fighting because of financial reason. So I was telling her, and I could be wrong, but majority of the time, the reason why relationship end is because of financial issues, right? Yes, there's other factors like communication, cheating, um, they lying upon who they were when they start dating, um, and so much more. But majority of the time when I listen to people either offing someone or whatever, it's always due to the fact that financial reason. It's either, like I was telling her, it's either one person is overspending, or it's both party overspending and not sharing, right? And then um for my notes, I'm going to be looking over here because I did type it up when I was at work and we was having a discussion. I see 5 factors into why, when it comes to financial problem, why is a issue, right? Number 1, lack of communication. Listen, for financial issue, that's not even, lack of communication is not even the reason. That is in a hole in a relationship. Now, what do I mean of lack of communication? All right, let's do a scenario, right? Let's do a scenario where you and your partner, whoever it may be, girl, boy, side piece, whatever it may be, right? Say for instance, you met, like for me, okay, let me just do me to make it make sense. Like I met a guy, right? And I'm a overspender. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I am an overspender. Um, and I cause myself to be in a in a bind. Okay, I'm not trying to be too professional with the wordings, because baby, I could really get my tongue tied trying to have like the big words. Okay, and I'm not trying to do that. But like I was saying, I am a overspender, right? And there are some times where I can literally cause myself to be in a bind, meaning that I had overspent on my budget and now it's either I have less money in my account, or sometimes I'm going to admit it, shit, that I be in a negative. You know what I'm saying? And that I need to communicate with my partner, right? So, say for instance, I'm the type, I did not express that to my partner, right? And we come together and we set to have a joint account, right? He doesn't know that I'm an overspender because I was trying to hide that. I was trying to be like the pretty, prissy girl that knows what they're doing. They know how to freaking balance the sheet and etc. I'm not literally trying to waste your money or whatever, because I don't want you to feel as if I am not in control of my spending, right? So I'm going to keep hiding this until, bitch, I can't hide it no more, right? So, um there's going to be a point in our relationship where I overspend so bad that our account is less than what we had expected as a couple to be in. So it's either I'm tapping into your savings, I'm tapping into our savings, I'm tapping into your check all the time, the bill's not getting paid, and we're not talking about it. You just keep pushing and be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do what I need to do because I need a roof over my head. Da 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 da. As a man, right? And you start feeling like, damn, I'm tired of this bitch, because she just keep overspending, and I keep telling her, hey, we need to stick to the budget, but she's not even doing that. So what the fuck, why am I sitting here wasting time if she's not going to understand and make sure that we're good to make sure that we're not lacking in the funds area. And she don't give a damn. And she just keep on tapping out our account, right? That is one. That means we never sat down because you found me, I was cute. You thought I was a baddie. I'm spending money. You didn't mind at the time, but shit's starting to get real. And you starting to notice that the accounts that you have and we have together is starting to diminish in amounts really, really fast, right? So now you're sick and tired of me. You're overwhelmed. You're stressed out. You're pissed off because I'm not understanding to not overspend on our budget and I still keep spending. We didn't really sit down and really had a good conversation about like how to budget, how to not overspend, when to purchase things. Let's communicate when we are going to purchase something that's a little bit more expensive and da 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 da. So that's my scenario of lack of communication because you just kept on pushing on, even though you had explained it one or two times, but it was not a deep conversation where we literally say, hey, babe, we need to be on a budget. We need to make sure we stay in our budget. And if we're going to purchase something that we want to purchase or whatever it may be, we need to come together and communicate and make sure it's a need or a want. Okay? Because if it's just a want, we could hold off on that. Okay? We could just hold off on that. Let's make sure all of our shit is good. Right? That's number one, lack of communication for me. Now, number two, lack of control when spending. Now, bitch, I don't gave you the scenario that I am an overspender. And in real life, I am. I'm not going to even sit here and act like, oh, I'm a beauty queen and I just know how to budget. Listen, only my sister, my eldest sister, she's good at, saving money. She's good at saving coins and etc. Baby, me and my other sister that came before me, baby, we spend. We'll save. That's the crazy thing. We will save, right? But then let me just speak for myself. I can save, right? I can like, all right, I don't want to spend nothing. I got everything that I needed, I wanted, and etc. All right, I'm cool. I'm gonna start saving, right? Then say if I walk in a store and I seen something that I really, really want, like, oh my gosh, it's pink, it's cute, it's something I don't have, I do want it, I have the money, I will pay it back. I will pay it back. So what happened is I spend the money that I've been saving. Then instead of me paying myself back with interest, I end up just spending because now I got the spending spirit on me and I just overspent all of my money. So for me, I do have a lack of control when it comes to spending. I have a serious, terrible, toxic relationship when it comes to money. I really do. And I don't mean to have, that issue, but for me, it stemmed from not being able to have everything that I wanted when I wanted it at the time that I wanted it, right? So even though I had felt like I was the only child at the time when I was growing up, even though, my parents did tell me, hey, I have other siblings, but they're like in Haiti and whatever. I just felt as if I was the only child. And with that, I was being spoiled. I was being spoiled. I'm not going to sit here and lie and whatever. So I just always wanted things and I was expecting things to, be provided to me right then and there and whatever. And there's some points where I didn't get it right then and there, but the next day I would. Then when my sisters and brother did come and I had wanted something, I couldn't get it because now they're like, oh no, I just purchased this and that for your sister. I just purchased that for your brother. I don't have no money right now. How much it is? Can we just wait and see and this and that? And waiting and seeing, it never comes, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I held a little something in my heart because I was like, damn, bitch, I want it. I should get it. You know? So I think that also kind of how can I say, kind of, you know, integrated with me having lack of control of spending. Okay? So I know in a relationship I will have issue with that. But if I have a partner that can literally um keep me straight, and you'd be like, no, we're gonna save this, put your money here, here's a little bit of money for you, da da da, we're gonna be saving for this, I can definitely do that. But me by myself, fuck it. Okay, now let's go on to reason number 3. One or both person is spending more than what they have. Now what does that mean? It doesn't mean lack of control. It's more of, say you only making 20,000 a year, right? But you're spending like you have 50,000 to 80,000 budget, right? And so that means you not even getting enough money to even spend the way that you spend. It's either you're cutting off some bills or you pushing some bills back. I mean, I did that too, shit. Doing the payment arrangement. Doing the payment arrangement is literally my best friend. I'm not gonna even lie. That is literally my best friend. Literally. Um, but I think that is one of the reasons, right? Because you're overspending of what you don't have. And typically, people that doesn't have a salary over 50,000, I mean, lately how shit's been going, you need you need to be making around like 60 to 70 to even feel like you're decent, to even be comfortable to spend money, to go on trips, go on vacation, and etc. I think even that's even too little, like literally. But you don't ever know how the upcoming year will come around and treat us. So hey, but going back to what I was saying is, certain people, let me not even include everyone, certain people that is living below their means, meaning you are struggling to figure out how you're going to pay your rent, you're struggling how to pay your car note, if you have a car note, car insurance, because you know that shit inflated, um trying to figure out how to pay your damn phone, like, trying to figure out how you're going to get your next groceries and whatever. Like, if you're overspending, knowing that you're stressing about that, that could be another reason why your relationship failed, because you're not making enough money to even support yourself. So why are you in a relationship? And that's something that I was talking to my friend about. I'm like, listen, there are some people, they do not make enough money to even take care of themselves, but they want to be in a relationship. And I understand, yeah, everybody needs a person. Everybody may want a person. Everybody just want that quality time with a person, a special person. But being in a relationship is costly. Let's be honest. I'm going to be the first girl to actually admit it. Being in a relationship is very costly, okay? Because if you are a true gentleman and if you are a true lady, everyone know their roles, right? Now, as the standard back in the days for years, okay, before this new generation of 2022 arrived, um the man was always the provider, the protector, and your confidant. Okay? That he was that. So, with that being said, a lady was being a lady. A lady knew that, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, But a lady knew her place. Let's just say that. Because I'm not going to say, oh, a lady belongs in a house, a lady belongs in the kitchen. No, you just knew your place, meaning you knew your feminine, feminine energy. I don't know why I'm struggling to say these words, but you know the type of energy you carry. You're not carrying a masculine energy. You are just a delicate flower living your life, being watered, being showered in sunlight. And you was looking for a guy that know how to cherish and take care of a delicate flower and have a goal in mind to take care of that delicate flower and how to produce other delicate flowers, meaning kids, with one another, right? And being able to shelter you, protect you, you know, love and care for you. Very important to say, right? So there was time where guys knew how to handle financial issue, and the guy was the one passing the money to the wife after all the bills was taken care of. Like, here, honey, I see that groceries need to be done. Here's some money. Go get some groceries. Da da da. Put it in the house. You know. But now, people, adults, let's say that adults are really struggling to even learn how to do a budget. Adults are really struggling on how to control themselves from not always going to get the latest things, the latest shoes, the latest clothes, the latest designer, and this and that, and whatever, child. Listen, man, millennials? Am I pronouncing that right, child? I cannot pronounce that, bitch. The 90s babies, the 90s babies are really struggling to have their foot on the ground, meaning it is hard because of economic issues that it's difficult for us to spend money but also save money, then make a plan to get a house on your own, being able to pay your mortgage, because majority of us going to be in mortgage. If you are able to buy your house in cash, you are great. You are a great person. You got the funds. Go ahead and do so. But baby, looking at how much these houses are costing, 500,000, and baby, we're not even making 70 to 80,000 a year. Are you crazy? It's not gonna add up. It's not gonna add up. So going back to what I was saying, both parties is just overspending on their needs. And the crazy thing is, my boss was basically telling us how her son is the same age as me, like 30, 31, and whatever. And he makes really good money. He makes more money than I make. And I'm salary and I'm at the 50 brackets, right? And she's trying to figure out where his money go, because he has credit cards. He overspent on the credit cards too. He have a lot of money coming from his job, but his bank account is at zero. And she's trying to figure out, like, where the fuck all your money go? Like, you're making all of this money and you don't have any money saved up. You don't even have money to buy your own place or to even move to your own apartment or anything. Like, what is going on? And what that means is, just because you may not have enough income, there are people that have enough income that still overspends, and it leaves them with nothing. It's like, okay, what you working for? Honestly, right? So we need to learn, and we need to figure out, how can we implement budgeting in school? I think that would literally help. Cause you know what? That was my fifth thing. My fifth reason. Yeah. To No one knows how to budget. Yeah, you can go on YouTube, you can, go on these other websites or whatever on the internet to figure out how to budget, but there's a lot of information that is still missing. And I believe school needs to start adding that in the curriculum. Like either start in middle school or start in high school, since in senior years, if you have completed all your course, you do have this elective course that you can do where you go to school for certain hours, and if you have a job, you can go to work, right? So if you have that, why not have elective where you learn how to budget, you learn how to finance, you learn how to, stocks and bonds. You teach them that, because literally I went to college, right? Literally right after high school. I ain't take no breaks or whatever. And I kid you not. I know I'm going off a topic a little bit, but I have to say this. I kid you not. Majority of the shit that they was, explaining, telling me, oh, you should know this in school, da da da. Baby, I was dumbfounded. Do you hear me? I was like, what? My school ain't never taught this. When was this taught? And it was like, this should have been taught in high school or sometime in middle school. And I'm like, no. Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't learn none of this shit. I kid you not. I did not know about the Holocaust until I got into Georgia high school. Into Georgia high school. I didn't know about Holocaust. Child, I didn't know the Jews went into that particular situation that was so horrendous. Like, I did not know that. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if the Board of Education is actually dividing the curriculum across every school equally. Like, because I cannot believe, me being a Floridian, before I moved to Georgia for like 5 years, that I did not know the fucking Holocaust had happened. Now, prove me wrong, but have any of y'all ever, I know I'm going off a topic, I know that, but have any of y'all from Florida, especially in Miami, have y'all ever heard of the Holocaust before y'all went to college? That's a question for y'all down below. Put it down in the comment section. Let me see if y'all know. Because, baby, I was shocked. Unless I was skipping class, which I know I wasn't that much, because I love history. But I haven't heard of the Holocaust, baby. I did not hear about the Holocaust. Mm-mm. But anywho, going back to my statement, I just think that schools need to add budgeting, financing, financial, I don't know, put it as a general thing, financials, so that kids that's going to come after us at least got a handle on money, and that this is not majority of the reason why there's a lot of divorces happening now. Okay, yeah, some divorces happen because lack of communication, like I said earlier. Yes, divorce happened because either the person that you married was acting like one person and then totally switched after they hit a certain age, and now they were like, oh, I want something different. I didn't, you're not the person for me. I thought you was, but you're not. I want this and whatever. Yeah, I understand that happens. I understand cheating happened, and that's why they get divorced. But if you really look at the percentage, let's Google that, right? Let's literally Google that. So while I have y'all, let's literally do that, right? So let me turn on my keyboard for here. Let's see, what is the percentage? Google. What is the percentage of divorce due to finance? So, according to Google, by let's see, let's say that credit to the Jim Nazi law firm. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. They say, and I'm gonna quote what they wrote here: money is widely known as one of the leading causes of divorce in America. It's estimated that financial problems contribute to 20 to 40% of all divorces. That means that for every 10 marriages that ends in divorce, 4 of them are because of money. Oh, that is huge. That is huge, you guys. That is really huge. And 20 to 40%, bitch, that's almost 50%. That's basically half. Half of your relationship, that is a big chunk of reason why your relationship ends, right? We should literally be concerned because that means we are really not learning how to control, how to navigate with our money. Like, we really do not know. Okay. Now, let's go to CNBC. They have this article here where it says the title 54% of people believe a partner with debt is a reason to consider divorce. Here are other ways debt may affect your marriage. And that is something too. Like saying that, okay, say back when you started college, you know how Discover always, I don't know how the fuck they be knowing, but Discover figure out when you graduate out of high school, they start sending you student credit card, college student credit card, right? And they give you this ridiculous amount, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. Child, they give you a ridiculous amount, right? Knowing that we are not being taught how to manage money, they already know and expect for us to be spending money and not pay it back. That's how I feel. Why? Because I got caught into some shit like that with Discover. Till now, fuck them. I don't deal with them. Okay? But I feel as if the government needs to step in and they need to stop targeting, telling, not the government, but the government needs to tell these credit card company to stop targeting students that just, left high school. I think they need to start giving credit cards when people turn 21, just like fucking alcohol. You got to be 21 to fucking drink. I believe they need to do the same thing when it comes to credit card. Cuz I think majority of cases of financial problem or debt is because of past due credit cards from way back in the days when it was coming out of high school and whatever. That's the reason why they might have the debt. So I feel as if the government really do need to step in and kind of tell these credit cards company, do not send offers or anything like that to students that is under 21. You need to wait till they hit 21 because even though 18, 19, 20, they can find a job, but we are not 100% up here. Like, oh, I'm going to pay that back. No. Unless your parent taught you wise how to spend and pay it back, then yeah. But that's a very rare occasion because all of us who have been growing up in certain particular areas have not been taught how to, finance, how to, budget and all this other stuff when it comes to money, how to manage money. So for me, that would kind of slash some of the debt that students get themselves to in when they grow up and become an adult and they have all this wild crazy debt and shit. I think that would literally save the relationship, when you're getting into one. Also, the behavior of the lack of control. Like a lot of people, my friend was telling me, um, oh, that's not true because people be having money and you just never know what happened and you can literally lose everything. And I'm like, what? If I'm telling her, if they budget correctly and know how to spend correctly, you wouldn't be losing money. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't. Now, if you did, if your funds are only coming from like stocks, bonds, and trade and all this other nonsense, and like the economy had crashed and you lost everything, that's understandable. But I know most people will still like divorce because, oh no, how dare you not have money? Okay, but I understand that. But you're telling me her example, her her beliefs is, oh, they have a lot of money. They gave their wife a BMW. They gave their son a Mercedes. They have multiple cars. They have a big house, this and that because they have money, da da da. And then out of nowhere, they lost it. And I was telling her, listen, it does not matter how much money you have. You need to learn to be poor so that you can be rich. Because if you're spending money and you are new money, you're not rich. You're not. You're basically middle class. Okay? Until you get to a bracket called wealthy, general wealth, then you can spend like crazy. You can spoil your kids down. Bitch, you could have gave them the brand new Lamborghini truck that's coming 2026. And mind you, we in 2024. You can do whatever you want because your money is not running out no matter what you do. Unless the government have some shit against you, then they're going to freeze your account and probably take some of that money if it's, laundering or whatever. But yeah. But if you're just rich, meaning you're making 1 million, 2 million, and sometimes it fluctuates up and down, then you're middle class, basically. You know what I'm saying? You're middle class. You're upper middle class. You're not rich. I feel like there's no such thing as rich because the fact that your finance go ups and down and you still have to budget. You still have to keep working to make sure that your money don't run out. And if you're smart, you have to make your money work for you so you don't work too hard. And not a lot of people get there. I'll tell you that much. Not a lot of people get there. So, with that being said, I was telling her, like, that don't make sense to me. Even though you're quote unquote rich, you still need to budget. You still need to budget because, again, just like he was able to spend money, buy his son, buy his wife, get the nicest, biggest house that costs $1 million and whatever, and out of nowhere he lost it. There's several factors of why. It's either scamming, There's other, white people, Hispanic scam different from black people. So either that or overspending more than what he had just to make it seem like he's in the group of the wealthy people, and just overspending and not really monitoring the spending and budgeting and making sure the money is still coming in at a certain flow on how you typically spend. Or he got himself into a little trouble with the stock market or something, or whatever it may be, and his money just went dry. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, no, that's not true. Things can happen. And I'm like, yes, things can happen, but you still need to budget. You still, listen, wealthy people, they still budget. The only difference is they don't do it themselves. They have an accountant. You see the difference? They have an accountant that does their budgeting. You know what I'm saying? And what rich people do when they want to go spend, not rich people, excuse me, scratch that, wealthy people. What wealthy people do when they go into Louis Vuitton, they go to Gucci, they go into Valentino, they go to all these high-end da da da. Let me tell you what they do. Before they walk in and they let their wife or whoever partner go in, they either texting, blah, 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 calling, da, 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 making sure, hey, what is my account looking like? Because I'm taking my wife, I'm taking my girl, I'm taking my kids, and we're here in the Gucci. I want to know, what the account looking like. Oh, you good to go. You have no limit. You can spend how much you want. Okay, cool. That is what wealthy people do. You know why? Because they have an accountant that budget for them, even though they have money coming in consistently, that they don't have to worry about overspending. But they still do. They still verify. They still make sure that their account is how their account's supposed to be. Bitch, if every month my account's supposed to be 5 million in there, and I go spend next month, it should be back to 5 million. That's how wealthy people do their budgeting, how they finance. Because why? Again, keyword, they have an accountant. So what does that mean? People like us, middle class, upper middle class, we need to learn how to budget so we don't overspend. Now, I need to take my advice and I need to literally implement this in my life, but I just want to explain it to other people that may not understand that budgeting is very good. It doesn't mean you're cheap. It doesn't mean that you can afford. It just control how you spend. Okay, it doesn't mean you can't afford the Louis, Gucci, Valentino, da da da. It's just that, bitch, if you want the damn Gucci today, but your bank looking like not today, probably 2 weeks from now, yeah, then you gotta be like, oh, child, let me leave my bank account alone, and in 2 weeks, I will have the money so that I can go ahead and splurge on myself because I will have extra cushion. Hello. But a lot of people do not think like that. And there might be some people in the back saying, girl, how would you know? You're not even in a relationship. How would you know? Listen, I don't have to be in a relationship. You know why? Because if you listen and learn from other people, you will understand their mistakes and you can understand where they went wrong. So when you get into your relationship, you know how to communicate. Number one. Number two, you learn how to share the deep, darkest secret to your partner, saying and admitting, hey, listen, I am not good at saving. And I know we have a goal in mind. Please don't count this against me. If you tell me, we need to put X, Y, and Z, tell me how much I need to put aside and forget about it, or you get my money out my account, put it where it needs to be, where I don't have no access to it, so that we could grow. However, it you have to communicate and plan and budget. Figure it out, okay? And then two, budget. Budget, 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 budget. Well, that's number three. Budget. Budget, 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 bitch. If you have enough money or you make enough money where you can hire or go to an accountant in your bank for them to handle your money, do that. Do it. That will literally help you. You know what I'm saying? Start taking some courses, how to, budget, finance, and, da da da. Do it. You know, hop on YouTube, Google it, or whatever. Because these are some serious numbers to know that 20 to 40% of divorces are due to financial issues. So we as a generation need to teach the upcoming generation how to not get divorced because of financial issues. Because that should be an embarrassment. That really should be an embarrassment for everyone. For everyone. You know what I'm saying? So let me know down below what you think. Was some of my points or reason is something that you believe is true to some of the reason why? Or do you think it's something else than financial problem? Like, let's keep this conversation flowing and going down below in the comment section. I am too excited to hear from you guys. I want to know more. I want to get from the gossip and talk about more educational, more serious topics, more life topics into this podcast. Let's do it. So let's talk about it. Okay? See you guys. I hope you have fun.